This is the pump which has been installed by outside, and the kids on a really hot day like this can cool off. Before there was nothing here, they had to bring water. Thank you to everybody who supported Carlside in Haiti, and we're doing more wells, because look at the difference it makes. These kids, they need to wash. 38 kids in this orphanage, New Vision orphanage, and without this, there's a problem. Is it good?
Yes.
You happy?
Yes, we're so happy.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
They're saying thank you to everyone.
Thanks.
We are only good as the people who give us the money. So these little kids can have a bath, yeah, and on a hot day like this, can chill out, right? Right? Yeah? So the most important thing in life, water.
Yeah, you're right.
ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ, ਆਇਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਦ ਸ਼ੋ। ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਜੋ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ, ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਸੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇਈਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਵਿਅਕਤੀ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਟੈਬਲਿਸ਼ਡ ਹੋ, ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਮਿਲ ਸਕੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ। ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਸਾਡਾ ਕੋਈ ਮਸਲਾ। ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਗੈਸਟ ਆਇਆ ਵਾ ਅਤੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਘੱਟ, ਕਦੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਪੇ ਪੁੱਤ ਕਦੇ ਘੱਟ ਹੀ ਆਏ ਆ, ਜਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਡੈਡੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਆਏ ਆ ਟੀ ਵੀ 'ਤੇ, ਪਰ ਪੇ ਪੁੱਤ ਕਿਸੇ ਗੈਸਟ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਘੱਟ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਇਆ। ਪਰ ਅੱਜ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬੜੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਪੇ ਦੋ ਪੁੱਤਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਇਆ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੋਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕਰਾਵਾਂਗੇ। ਐਂਡ ਵਿਸ਼ੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਸਪੋਰਟਸ, ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ 'ਤੇ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ। ਹੁਣ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਪਤਾ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਪਤਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਘਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਪਏ ਹੋਣੇ ਰੋਲ ਦੇ, ਬੱਚੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੋਣੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਖੇਲਣ ਜਾਣਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਲਓ। ਕਈ ਮਸਲੇ ਇਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ। ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਨੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਟੀ ਵੀ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਲੜਾਈ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੋਣੀ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੀਰੀਅਲ ਦੇਖਣਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਲੱਗਾ ਅੱਜ, ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਆ ਕਰਨਾ। ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਇੱਕ ਅਹਿਮ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਮੁਲਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਅਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ, ਤਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਕਰੀਅਰ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਹੈਗੇ ਜਰਨੈਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਨ ਸਨੀ। ਅਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜੀ ਆਇਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ, ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਦ ਸ਼ੋ।
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਹਰਜ।
ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਜਰਨੈਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸੋ ਕਿ ਆਪਣੇ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੇ ਬੈਕਗਰਾਊਂਡ ਬਾਰੇ, ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਐਂਡ ਹਾਊ ਯੂ ਇਨਵੋਲਵਡ ਇਨ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ।
Well, yeah, I'm a national list assessor.
Yeah.
Was a national list referee for 6 years.
Right.
And mainly, you know, I go and assess at the moment matches on the Football League, where you appraise the referee's performance and the assistant referee's performances.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਰਹੇ ਆ?
I've been refereeing since the age of 20. So a long time.
So 20-25 ਸਾਲ ਤੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਕੀਤਾ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ।
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਰੈਫਰਿੰਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੜੇ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਸੀਗੇ? How did you get into it? ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਖੇਡ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ?
ਹਾਂਜੀ, I mean, I was at the age of 11. I played for the school football team.
Right.
And it was just the love of the game, and you know, and playing with your friends, and obviously getting fresh air, exercise, and I thoroughly enjoyed playing the game.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਪੈਦਾ ਹੋਏ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਆਏ ਸੀਗੇ?
ਨਹੀਂ ਭਾਜੀ, India was born. I came here when I was 3 years old with my sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
So ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁਣ ਜਦੋਂ obviously ਉਸ ਜ਼ਮਾਨੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਖੇਡਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਸ਼ੋ ਕੀਤਾ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ 'ਚ, ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਨੇ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਰਿਐਕਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ?
My parents were very supportive. I mean, because ਮੈਨੂੰ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਸ਼ੂ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਸੀ ਜਾਂ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਸੀ, you know, it was never an issue. You know, my dad was very good. He always never let me struggle for anything.
ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਾਫੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਫਿਰ?
ਹਾਂਜੀ।
ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੈਫਰਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਬੜੇ? How did you get into refereeing?
Basically, I wasn't a very good playing, so the next best option was to become a manager of a team. And due to having weekends off and Sundays off, I thought I'd just start a referee's course.
Right. And ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਰਸ ਕਰਨਾ ਪਿਆ ਸੀ?
ਹਾਂਜੀ।
ਕਿੰਨੇ ਚਿਰ ਦਾ ਕੋਰਸ ਸੀਗਾ?
ਉਹਦਾ ਤਾਂ 5-6 ਹਫ਼ਤੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਸੀ। Just 5-6 weeks course where you learned the basic rules of the game.
ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਦੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੇ ਉਸ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਦੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਫਰਕ ਸੀਗਾ? How long is the course nowadays?
It's slightly longer, it's more involved, and you get more tuition and and you go out, and somebody comes along with you to watch you in your first few games. Where in the old days we never had that support.
ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਰੈਫਰਿੰਗ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੋਣੀ ਆ, how many Asian referees were there?
Asian referee, there was one national list referee, and there was one linesman on the football league as well.
Right. So very ਬਹੁਤ ਘੱਟ ਸੀ. Out of what, many thousands or?
Well, at the moment, I mean, you're talking about 25-30,000, yeah.
So ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੈਫਰਿੰਗ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤੀ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਫੀਲ ਵੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਯਾਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਤਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਘੱਟ ਆ, ਜਾਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਤਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਮੈਜੋਰਿਟੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਜਾਂ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਨ 'ਚ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਕੁਛ ਕੀ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗੇ?
No, I love the game, and whether there was ਇੱਕ ਜਾਣਾ ਸੀ, 5 ਜਾਣੇ ਸੀ, 100 ਜਾਣੇ ਸੀ, it really made no difference.
And what about ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ obviously ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੱਗ ਤਾਂ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਯੰਗ ਏਜ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਬੰਨ੍ਹਦੇ ਹੋਣੇ?
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਫਰਕ ਪਿਆ, ਮੁਸ਼ਕਲਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ?
ਨਹੀਂ, I mean initially, ਬੰਦਾ ਭੱਜਦਾ ਨੱਠਦਾ, you start sweating and it becomes difficult. So ਮੈਂ ਪਟਕਾ ਬੰਨ੍ਹਣ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਮੈਂ when I started refereeing.
Right, okay. ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੈਫਰਿੰਗ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ, ਉਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਨੋਟਿਸ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੋਣੀ ਕਿ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਪਲੇਅਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਹੈ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ?
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਇਹ ਤਾਂ obviously ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ when you're the only Asian, ethnic minority on the pitch, yes.
ਤਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਫੈਨਸ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਫੈਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਘੱਟ ਸੀ?
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਬਹੁਤ ਘੱਟ ਸੀ, but like everything else, the Asian number of people going to watch football now is slowly increasing as well.
ਮੇਨ ਚੀਜ਼ ਜੋ ਟੌਪਿਕ ਆਪਣੇ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਪੋਰਟਸ ਵੱਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਘੱਟ ਅਸੀਂ ਢੱਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ।
ਮੇਬੀ ਨਾਓ ਥਿੰਗਸ ਹੈਵ ਚੇਂਜਡ, ਬਟ ਜਦੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ 30-40 ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਇਟ ਵਾਜ਼ਨਟ, ਇੱਕ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਮਾਂ ਪਿਓ ਡਰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਬੱਚੇ ਦੀ ਲੱਤ ਨਾ ਟੁੱਟ ਜਾਵੇ, ਬਾਂਹ ਨਾ ਟੁੱਟ ਜਾਵੇ, ਜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਮੈਂ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਖੇਡਣਾ, ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਬਹਿ ਆਰਾਮ ਨਾਲ ਲੱਤ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਤੂੰ ਪੜ੍ਹਨਾ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਹੈਗਾ। We still get it nowadays to some extent, a bit less than what it is. How did them attitudes reflect that in them days? ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਉਹ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕੁ ਭਾਰਾ ਪਿਆ ਅਸਰ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਤੇ?
I mean, obviously what your parents said, you had to obviously listen to, and obviously we still do.
Yeah.
But in those days, our parents were more interested in our children getting an education, becoming doctors, solicitors, because there was no financial gain in sport.
Right.
But as time has developed and the generation changed, then obviously we as parents and the next generation know there is a living to be made out of the sport, and we are encouraging our children a lot more.
I'm just going to ask Sonny a few questions.
By all means, yeah.
Sonny, you referee at the moment as well, right?
Yeah.
And how do you think it was different nowadays from when your dad started? I mean, can you see differences there?
To be honest, I don't remember because I was at a young age.
Right.
When Dad was on TV, I was at school.
Right.
So even though we went to matches, I don't know what the background was when in the refereeing side of things. I didn't know because I was too young.
What about now? I mean, how is it for you?
Now it's excellent. We get all the support that we want. Not just coming home talking about it to Dad at home. We get we're in the National Development Group. We get academies in our Middlesex County helping us. We get every week we're on some sort of training, some national program. So there's a lot more help now than I think there was before. Yeah.
And how much time does it take up of your normal life? Does it take away every weekend you're involved in something?
Every Saturday.
Every Saturday you're definitely on duty?
I'm
right?
definitely out, yeah.
Right, okay.
And I leave my house probably 11:30, 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I won't be back till 7 p.m. So it's a full day.
Right.
And the higher you go to get to matches 2 hours before kick-off. So it does take a lot of your time, where when you first start at county level, you can turn up to a game 2:30 and be home at 5. But it does.
Are you refereeing league matches now?
At the moment we do Supply League and Contrib football, which is Isthmian, Ryman, Southern League.
Right, okay.
So semi-professional type standard, but the next step is probably the hardest jump, and then after that it's not far off.
Jarnail ji, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸੋ ਕਿ ਜਦ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਬਣੇ ਹੋ, you got to quite a high level. What's the highest level ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੱਕ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ?
When I was refereeing, I mean, in one form of capacity or another, I've done quite a few games as a reserve referee on the Premier League. I've refereed quite a few championship games, League 1, League 2. So I would say in my 11-year span, I've done about over 350 plus games in one form or capacity or other as a fourth official, assistant referee or referee.
350 ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੇਮਾਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਅਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਚੇਤਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਜੋਬ ਸੀਗੀ ਗੇਮ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਕੀਤੇ
Cheta, it was Bristol Rovers versus Bury on a Tuesday evening, and very enjoyable. 3 cautions and 1 sending off.
It must be very popular with the fans.
That's the way it goes.
But do you remember, were you nervous at all, or were you, because ਦੇਖੋ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ it's different when you're doing 5-a-side or when you're doing, you know, like ਕੋਈ ਟੂਰਨਾਮੈਂਟ ਹੋਇਆ ਤੇ 10 20 ਬੰਦੇ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ but this is thousands of people, ਹਜ਼ਾਰਾਂ ਹੀ ਲੋਕ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ not only on there but ਉੱਥੇ ਟੀਵੀ 'ਚ ਵੀ ਤਾਂ ਥੋੜੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਾਹੌਲ ਡਿਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਕਰੋ what was the atmosphere like? I mean, what was the ਮਾਹੌਲ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਸੀ? Was it a bit threatening? Did you feel a bit intimidated ਕਿ ਇੰਨੇ ਲੋਕ ਆ and everyone's eyes are on you and ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਗਲਤੀ ਨਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ?
In one way, yes, but you know, as you move up the ladder, you start getting used to the number of spectators increasing. When you start at a lower level, you get 100, 200. When you go into the conference, it becomes 500, 1,000. And then you get to the football league, it becomes 2,000, 4,000, 5,000. So it's just a matter of experience, you know. And the first game is always nervous. You know, you don't want to let yourself down, your family down, your coach down, your manager down. So it's just a matter of experience, isn't it? At the end of the day, the more you do, the easier it gets.
ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਚ ਫਿਨਿਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਫੀਡਬੈਕ ਕੌਣ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੰਮ ਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ our boss gives us feedback ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵਧੀਆ ਜੌਬ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ our clients give us feedback ਹੁਣ obviously ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ the ones who got upset they're going to give you bad feedback, right? And the ones who are happy with your decisions are going to give you positive feedback. But who gives you overall feedback? FA ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ feedback provide ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ?
No, well, at the national level, every game is assessed by a neutral observer like myself, who's an assessor, and you're assessed every week.
So ਹਰ ਗੇਮ ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ FA ਦਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਅਸੈਸਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਦਾ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਲੈਵਲ
Yes. Right, every game you're assessed, and obviously.
And he comes at the end of the game, or ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ?
Well, we meet our colleagues before the game,
right?
And then obviously after the game you go into the changing rooms, and you then debrief the referee on his performance on the day, and then obviously then you go home, and then it's another 5-6 hours working on the assessment for the referee, the 2 assistants, and the 4th official.
Do you get your separate changing room?
No.
No,
the referees, yes.
Yeah.
The referees get their own. Yes, the referees.
ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਟੀਮਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਕੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ
No.
ਇੰਡੀਆ ਵਾਲਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਕਿ ਮੈਨੇਜਰ ਨੂੰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਮਿਲ ਲਓ give you a bit of a backhand ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਇਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ
That's only at when you start refereeing, and the parks facilities obviously aren't good as what they are on the national list and Premier League. You know, from contributory supply league level, you've got even on the parks levels now, the referees have got their own changing rooms.
Sonny, I'm going to ask you this. Did you think about becoming a player rather than a referee? Did your dad say to you, right, I want you to play football rather than referee?
We all think we're players when we're at school.
Yeah, of course.
To be honest, I did play.
Yeah.
Obviously, it wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
And to be honest, there was a time where I thought I wanted to be a referee.
Yeah.
And I think because you grow up with it, it's in your blood in a way. And once I got into it, I couldn't get out of it. I loved it that much.
How far do you think you can get here? I mean, you can get in this being an Asian. Do you think that hinders you, or do you think that helps you, or doesn't it really matter?
As a referee?
Yeah.
It doesn't hinder you. It all depends how good you are. I believe I can make it, but it's hard. And it's going to take some time. But we've got the right help and the right guidance. So hopefully one day.
The FA, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਾਫੀ FA ਦੇ ਦੇਖੀ ਐਡਵਰਟਸ ਜਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਮੈਚ ਲੱਗਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਐਂਟੀ ਰੇਸਿਜ਼ਮ ਸਾਰਾ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਫੋਕਸ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਾਫੀ ਰੇਸਿਜ਼ਮ ਤੇ ਆਰ ਦੇ ਐਕਟਿਵਲੀ ਇਨਕਰੇਜਿੰਗ ਏਜੰਟਸ ਟੂ ਪਾਰਟਿਸਿਪੇਟ ਇਨ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਹੁਣ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਡਰਾਈਵ ਬਣਿਆ ਕਿ ਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ 'ਚ ਰਲ ਲਾਈਏ
The drive's always been there, Harj, to be honest with you. Obviously now things are coming to the fold where the issue of racism is more now high profile than it was in the old days. Obviously, you know.
Is that because you think more TV coverage and
it's all
and all media coverage? Media's probably got a big hand to play in that.
Yes, they have. Yeah, but at the end of the day, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, whether it's in the workplace, it's you're walking down the road, it's support. You know, we should all try to kick racism out of our lives at the end of the day. You know.
ਇੱਕ ਪਾਸੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ this both of you are saying the FA provide you with support and there's no issue there, then a person does look and think, well, hold on, how come any Asian players haven't really made it at the top level? You hear a few names here and again. I remember a guy, ek munda Leeds li khelda hunda si Harpal. There's a munda Holland li khelda Harmeet, and Michael Chopra obviously. But there's no one's really made it at the top level. Halle ke jado si kei tournamenta te jaida ya jo munde dekhi, we see a lot of very good young talented players. Ka we bahut badhiya football khelda. But oh kyun then surely यही मतलब है कि माँ पे उधर नु push नहीं कर दिया, encourage नहीं कर दिया, family support भी lacking है.
I think that's one of the basic things. Yeah, we as parents have to support our children. If you go over and watch a game on a Sunday morning where you got a percentage of Asian, Kale, Gore, you will always find a large percentage of the parents who are Gore and Kale do support their parents, where the Asians will just get their kids picked up by friends and family and drop them off and then go pick them up at the end of the game. So as parents, I think, the more support we give to our children, the easier it will get.
Sonny, a lot of people think, why should we let our kids play sports? There's no money to be made out of it, rather make them a doctor, lawyer and all that. Do you think that's still the mentality now? I mean, you must see a lot of kids now, right? When you referee and when you see a lot of kids come through. Is that still the way it is, or has there been changes in that?
There has been changes. I think parents are aware now that there's a lot of money to be made in sport. Any sport, not just football.
Yeah.
There's more money to be made than a doctor, I think, in football, if you make
doctor,
it.
Doctor, see top players dekho, even average players dekho, to see Premiership, the average central defender dekho, he must be on £30,000-35,000 a week.
More, probably more.
We all know that because he's a football manager khelte hain and on a football manager. That's exactly what their wages are. They accurately reflect. So, ਜੇ ਹੁਣ ਆਮ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਆਮ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵਧੀਆ ਪਲੇਅਰ ਵੀ ਨਾ ਹੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਵਧੀਆ ਪ੍ਰੀਮੀਅਰ ਲੀਗ ਦਾ ਐਵਰੇਜ ਪਲੇਅਰ ਹੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ £35,000 ਹਫਤੇ ਦਾ ਮਿਲਦਾ 10 ਹਫਤੇ ਦਾ ਉਹ ਕਈ ਲੋਕ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਕਿ ਯਾਰ £35,000 ਸਾਲ ਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਫਤੇ ਦਾ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਲਾ ਲਓ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਹਫਤੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ 52 ਹਫਤੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਐਂਡ ਦ ਬੈਸਟ ਥਿੰਗ ਇਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਆ ਕਿ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੇਮ ਖੇਲੋ ਨਾ ਖੇਲੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੈਸੇ ਮਿਲਣੇ ਸੋ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦਿਹਾੜੀ ਲਾਉਣੀ ਪੈਣੀ ਹੈ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਨੇਜਰ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਤੂੰ ਘਰ ਬੈਠ ਇਸ ਵੀਕ ਜਾਂ ਤੂੰ ਬੈਂਚ ਤੇ ਬੈਠ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਘਲਾਉਣਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ तो all time paise milne hi milne and it's unless you're on a pay as you play sort of deal but that so it really is bahut vadiya career hai ek qisam da it's a good career if you can make it and maybe shayad jadon tusi shuru hoye ha to us dina vich shayad pay inni vadiya nahi hundi si ya footballer vich lokan ne I mean lokan ne sona ke kaanu latta baha banani
ਗੱਲ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ
so main lagda paise dekh ke ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਥੋੜੀ ਅਕਲ ਵੀ ਆ ਗਈ ਕਿ ਹਾਂ ਜੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਬੱਚਾ ਸਪੋਰਟਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਾਮਯਾਬ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ and there's a lot of money to be made. And is that the way you see it now? As you see a lot of parents waking up to that fact?
I think so, yeah, definitely. But even as referees, you can make a lot of money on the Premier League. You'll be surprised.
Yeah. So even ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ referee ਆ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦਾ ਇਹੀ ਸੋਚੂਗਾ ਕਿ ਯਾਰ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਆ ਦਿਹਾੜੀ ਥੋੜੀ ਹਫਤੇ ਦੀ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਆ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਕੁ ਪੈਸੇ ਬਣ ਜੂਗੇ 50-60 ਪਾਉਂਡ ਦੇ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹੋਗੇ ਐਫਏ ਵਾਲੇ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਬਟ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਪ੍ਰੀਮੀਅਰ ਲੀਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਫੁੱਲ ਟਾਈਮ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਫੁੱਲ ਟਾਈਮ ਜੌਬ
Yes, there is 16 to 18 referees on the Premier League, and they are full-time. That's their job. They go and coach, they go to football clubs, they talk to managers, they talk to players, and they referee every weekend, midweeks, they go on appointments for FIFA, UEFA. So it is a full-time job. I mean, Ghana is like £50,000 a week, but you have to earn it. Yeah. You have to be the best in your profession in this country.
Asians referees as well. How many are there at the moment?
Unfortunately, I was the last one as a national list referee.
And when did you retire?
3 years ago.
How many years ago?
3 years ago.
3 years ago you retired. 3 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਇਆ?
ਹਜੇ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਇਆ ਨਹੀਂ.
Why not? ਕਿਉਂ ਨਹੀਂ? ਤਾਂ ਵਧਣਾ ਹੀ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਸੀ ਨੰਬਰ ਤਾਂ ਘਟ ਗਿਆ. It's a increase, should it?
It should, but that's just the way things are at the end of the day. I mean, it's just you have to go.
No, bilkul zero, there's none?
Not on the national list referees list, no. There are at a lower level.
Yeah.
There are a lot at the level of the supply league, contributory leagues.
What they can make who How many? I mean, how many do you know of in your level?
On my level,
Yeah.
Me and my brother and probably one other, maybe.
I was thinking more about say 50, 60.
I mean, if you start at right to the bottom, where level 7s at park football,
right,
there are a lot more. I'd say 20, 30
right.
that I know that I've just joined, like maybe last year.
Okay.
But at the level 4, I don't know maybe.
What's the highest level? 1 it goes to, right?
1's the highest national list, yeah.
Right, okay. And ਤੁਸੀਂ 1 ਤੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਲੈਵਲ 1 ਤੇ?
Yeah, with level 1, yes.
ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਸੀ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਕੱਲੇ ਹੀ ਸੀਗੇ? ਇੰਨੇ ਸਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਕੱਲੇ ਮੈਦਾਨ 'ਚ ਫਿਰੇ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਖਿੱਚ ਧੂ ਕੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਣਾ?
ਖਿੱਚ ਧੂ ਕੇ ਹੌਲੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ.
Right. But at the moment, that was it? It was just one?
No, there was an Asian lad from Blackburn,
Yeah.
Mo. He was on the Premier League linesman's list.
Okay.
We had Mangal, who was just there before me. He was on the assistants list. He had Suki as well. He was on the national list. So, you know, if you think about it, Sikhs have been well represented on the national list and assistant list of football.
When we talk about Asians in whole, honestly, देखते हैं पमा Chinese होन या Indian होन, Bengali होन. If we have a look at doctors or solicitors, yeah, or we have a look at nurses or even teachers, yeah, then I think minorities are very prevalent.
Yes.
Yeah. If we look at any other field, I would say, whether we've got accountants, yeah, even if you look per town, ਸਾਡੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਆ, ਉਸ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਦੇਖੋ we're doing above average.
Yep, I agree with you.
Cricketers which ਵੀ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੋ, then we are doing pretty well. ਇੱਕ ਅੱਧਾ ਕ੍ਰਿਕਟਰ ਸਾਡੀ ਇੰਗਲੈਂਡ ਦੀ ਟੀਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੀ ਆ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਦਾ, ਭਾਵੇਂ ਉਹ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਉਹ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਹੋਵੇ,
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਠੀਕ ਆ,
ਇਹ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਬਟ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਵਿੱਚ totally different game. ਚਲੋ ਇਹ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਦਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਐਂਡ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ. Now we're going to see a game change ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ and how we can get more youngsters into football and more Asians into football. ਪਰ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੀ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ. ਕੋਈ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ ਆਇਆਂ ਨੂੰ. ਗੱਲ ਸਾਡੀ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਆ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਬਾਰੇ, ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਰੈਫਰੀਂਗ ਬਾਰੇ. A lot of youngsters watch the program and are interested in football. So today we're going to try and tell you how to all become referees and what we need to do. And we're talking to one of the youngest referees and one of the most experienced Asian referees. Well, probably the most experienced. You were the only one at the time. Jarnail Singh ji and his sons, dono ke referee Sunny and Bhupinder, is it?
Yeah.
Bhupinder, we're going to talk to you. How old are you, first of all, if you don't mind me asking?
27.
Right, 27. And you're a referee as well, yeah?
Yeah.
And what level do you referee at?
Same as Sunny, level 4. We do supply league football.
Right.
We do assistant referees on the Contrib League.
Right, okay. When did you start refereeing?
Just 2 years ago.
And you moved, did you start at level 7 you have to start
I
at?
started at level 7, yeah.
So in 2 years you've moved up 3 levels, right?
3 levels, yeah.
And the highest you can get to is Premiership is number 1?
Number 1, yeah.
Now, what is your aim? Is it to get to number 1 or do you think, or you treat me as like, oh, chalo koi gal nahi, it's a bit of a part-time thing?
No, I want to make it to the top.
You want to make it to the
That's the only reason I'm in it.
And what sort of training have you had? So, when you wanted to be a referee, obviously you must have approached your dad,
Yeah.
and he probably taught you whatever he knew. But what sort of professional training did you get?
I passed my course when I was about 13.
You passed your referee's course when you're 13?
Yeah, we done it really early, and then
Right.
I refereed for about a year for the little kids on a Sunday morning, and I just didn't enjoy it.
Right. Why didn't you enjoy it?
I don't know. I wanted, obviously being at that age, I wanted to play football.
Right. How old were you
but-
when you were refereeing kids?
How old was I when
Yeah.
I was refereeing the kids? 14.
Oh, right, okay.
14,
So
yeah.
you're probably interested in playing it.
Yeah, I wanted to play, so
You didn't want to referee?
Nah.
It's like someone playing cricket and they make you the umpire. I don't want to umpire, man. I want to be batting or bowling. So,
So I was just, I think I had about 4 or 5 years playing. Then I thought, you know what, I want to get into refereeing now, because you're a bit mature when you're older, and you can
Yeah.
probably handle the pressure that you have refereeing a game. And obviously seeing my dad on TV,
yeah.
you think, you know what, I want to do that.
What was it like when you used to see your dad on TV?
That was brilliant.
Yeah, yes, you feel proud.
Yeah, very
your
proud,
mates
very-
be round and they say,
Yeah, I used to text my friends. Obviously, being at school as well, I used to tell my friends, yeah, that my dad's going to be on this game, on that game. He's going to be the 4th official on this Premiership game. And, you know, we used to take all the programs that you'd get at games and give them to the teachers who would ask for them as well. So that was good times.
ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜਰਨੈਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਕਦੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਕੱਲੇ ਹੀ ਸੀਗੇ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਰੈਫਰਿੰਗ ਕੀਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਐਂਡ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਸਿੱਖਾਉਂਦੇ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਯਾਰ ਤੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੂੰ ਚੁੱਪ ਕਰਕੇ ਆ ਤੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਪਾਲ ਜਾਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਇਦਾਂ ਕਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੱਲ ਹੀ ਇਸ ਫੀਲਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾਉਣ ਡਿਆ ਕਦੇ ਕੋਈ ਨੈਗੇਟਿਵਿਟੀ ਮਿਲੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ?
No negativity at all. I mean, because I was probably more high profile than other people, being Asian, being a Sikh, wearing a turban, I got a lot of encouragement, and I did it for personal reasons, but I also did it to say to other Asian families and parents and children that you can do it irrespective of the colour of your skin. Go out there, work hard, and hopefully in the future, you'll have a chance of being on that level.
ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਕੋਈ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਵੀ ਆਏ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਤੋਂ ਸਲਾਹ ਲੈਣ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ look uncle we want to play football or, and we don't know what to do or what do you get a lot of that?
Yes, I do. I mean, I actually work for the FA as a volunteer, as a ambassador for sport,
right.
And I do attend functions, meetings where I promote the ethnic minority within football, whether it be football playing or coaching or refereeing, and if they want advice, all they need to do is contact the FA, and then who will then forward them my details, and then I'm going to help our children.
Is the FA's drive to recruit more people from the ethnic minority, whether it's players or referees or into management or coaches, is it genuine or is it just a token gesture? The is there a genuine drive? I mean, are they going into the places and meeting the right people? Are they talking to the right kids? I mean, or is it just a general, we'll just do our bit and show?
No. I mean, they are trying their best. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of organisations now, come in. There's a lot of Asians now working within the professional game as coaches, and they are then forwarding and passing the details of children who they might think have the potential to go on and go to the next level of football.
Brinda, let's ask you, why do you think Asians haven't been that successful in football? From what you've seen and from what you've seen of your dad and what you've seen of the FA, what do you think? If everything's there for support,
Yeah.
why haven't they been successful?
Personally, I think it's due to the parents.
Right.
I don't think they push them enough. Obviously, from what you discussed before about kids, parents just want their kids to go into either to be a doctor or go into lawyer or be an accountant or whatnot. I mean, I've experienced and I've witnessed it myself being a teacher. I've teached.
ਲੋਕ ਇਦਾਂ ਨਾ ਸਮਝਣ ਕਿ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਜੌਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂ ਫੇਲ ਹੋਏ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਪੜ੍ਹੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਰੈਫਰਿੰਗ ਕਰਦੇ ਇਹ ਨਾਲ ਦੀ ਨਾਲ ਟੀਚਰ ਵੀ ਆ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਸੋ ਇਹ 5 ਦਿਨ ਟੀਚ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਵੀਕਐਂਡ ਤੇ 6 ਵਜੇ ਰੈਫਰਿੰਗ ਵੀ ਕਰਦਾ so that's 6 days of your week taken up, right? So you teach as well, so you studied now to put out. So and that you must have got support to go into teaching, right? And the government, I understand the government give you a lot of incentives to go into teaching. Because you have to see teacher banna the government, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੈਸੇ ਵੀ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਥੋੜੇ I don't know, is it CPG or ਜੋ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਉਹਦੀ fees ਵੀ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ. And but you're telling me the FA also encourage.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was just obviously because of my dad, I was just into sport anyway when I was at school. That made me wanted to do GCSE PE. Then I took it at A level. Then I did sports science at university. That got me into teaching. But in terms of going back to the point about the parents, I've worked at 2 different schools. My first one was at Cranford. I worked there for a year. Majority Asians in the school. And when it came to parents' evening, and obviously they came to see me to see how the kids were doing at GCSE P level. They had no interest. They weren't bothered. They were like, "Going to sporty, gosh, nahi hunda." And
to see the teacher, you must see it every day, right?
And then
so apne parents bothered me.
No, I don't think so. Now that children,
ਦੱਸ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਵਧੀਆ ਸਪੋਰਟਸ ਬਣਿਆ ਹਫਤੇ ਦਾ 50000 ਰੁਪਏ ਸਕਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਸੈਂਸ ਨੂੰ ਛੱਡ ਪੁੱਤ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਖੇਲਿਆ ਕਰ.
But I think also then people don't realise how difficult it is to be a football player. I don't think a lot of people realise how hard it is. You have to be a special player to make it to the top.
Do you reckon the kids lack a lot of commitment? Because you need to be committed, right?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't understand. Footballers have special diets.
Yeah, 100%.
You can get drunk every night and then go to a gig and then come back in the morning and want to play football.
That's exactly what happens. As soon as kids get to that age of 18, all they want to do is go out, meet their friends.
Yeah, it happened to me, and it still hasn't stopped. But it's natural what happens, and I think Asian society which काफी ज़्यादा है to an extent के instead of it's all about gigs and sessioning.
That's it.
Yeah, and we'll have a good go out and grab a kebab afterwards. Now you go to all these restaurants and you can have a live barbecue and that's what it's generally all about, copying and maybe the Punjabi lifestyle.
That's our culture. It's our culture.
Yeah, it's our culture.
Yeah, we've seen even at the tournaments, it's different. But we've seen so many players that are, you think, you know what, he could make it, they could make it, but then they get introduced to the sharab and the clubs, and then it's downhill from there. And there's
no sports, they lack a lot of professionalism. I mean, you're probably going to get upset from me saying this, but let's take kabaddi for instance. Kabaddi देखो जिन्नी मेरा ख्याल कबड्डी वाले हर एक कोई कहते हैं कि जी नशे छड़ाओ सी नशियां दे अगेंस्ट है मैं खुद टूर्नामेंटां ते गया कहने जिन्नी साडी शराब दी सेल टूर्नामेंट ते हुंदी आ ठेके वाले कहंदे होर कोई दिन हुंदी नहीं साडे भाव ते रोज टूर्नामेंट सी इत्थे लाओ पिंडां च and when we used to hear about football tournaments and the clubs used to go and etc. The boys would always be talking about the football less. They'd be talking about, yeah, we're going Broad Street tonight, we're going to have a drink up and have a carpy. Is that still the way it is, do you reckon, or has it become a bit more professional now?
I think it's a lot more professional now because they want to put their own towns on the map, yeah. And, you know, some of them do sometimes get paid as well,
yeah.
So they've got an incentive to win tournaments. But it's the old mentality, isn't it, you know? It's, you don't get nothing in life if you put nothing in, you know? You only reap the rewards by hard work and effort.
What sort of minute you want to do?
Yeah.
And I suppose for that, it was also very important about the society you pick, you want to stay with, right? Because if you're going to stay with people who copy, you're going to end up as one of them. Yeah. And it all depends. If you're going to hang around with professional people who are like-minded, you know, if you're going to hang around and who want to get somewhere in life, probably your life will be focused towards that end, as opposed to. Do you think that has a big sort of thing to play? Especially in this area where I've seen like Cranford, Hounslow, Hayes.
Yeah.
If you look at it, just this population, just around area, it must be about 200,000 apne bande, Punjabi bande there, probably even more if you count Pakistanis and Bangladeshis, and Kashmiris. But not one single person has made it out of there into sports. Whereas into cricket, we can say, so you've got Monty Panessa, you've got Sajid Mahmood, you've got Varun Chopra, you've got a few other young players, Samit Patel. So England cricket team ch koi na koi Asian to hunda hi hai. Even up to Nasser Hussain, who's up to like. But in the football, it's totally different game.
I think that's down to the way society's changed now. I mean, when me and Sonny used to come back from school, the first thing we used to do is go out, get a football and go and play down the park or down the end of the road, down the street and play football. Yeah. Now they come home, computers, Facebook.
They're really good at FIFA. We've got some FIFA champions. I bet we've got some Lionel Messi's of the FIFA world.
That's all they do.
Yeah.
I mean, if your parents ain't going to push you to get out on the street or to kick a ball or even go and play cricket or go and play basketball or squash or badminton, do something just to keep fit and active, I mean, then you ain't going to stand a chance. If your parents ain't going to push you, nobody else is.
I guess when we were young, we used to have youth clubs.
Yeah.
So ਉੱਥੇ ਸੀ youth club ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ, you could play badminton, football, cricket there. ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਉਹ ਸਾਰਾ redundant ਹੀ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਕੰਮ.
ਸਾਰੇ ਬੰਦ ਹੋ ਗਏ.
And ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਬੱਚੇ are more happy to watch TV or to sit in front of a PlayStation or an Xbox or ਜੋ ਵੀ ਹੈਗਾ and play the games rather than go out there. Lazy ਹੋ ਗਏ ਕਿਸਮ ਦੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ. As opposed to ਕੋਈ ਹੁਣ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੁਪਰਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਵੀ ਆਣਾ, ਟੈਸਕੋ ਵੀ ਆਣਾ ਤਾਂ ਵੀ ਗੱਡੀ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਓ, ਕੋਈ ਤੁਰ ਕੇ ਤਾਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਰਾਜੀ ਨਹੀਂ. And plus ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਮਾਹੌਲ ਵੀ ਇਦਾਂ ਦਾ, I think with the parents ਡਰਦੇ ਆ to send their kids out alone anymore with the crime ਦਾ increase ਆ. ਅੱਗੇ ਸੀ ਛੋਟੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ about 7-8-year-olds ਅਸੀਂ ਇਕੱਲੇ ਪਾਰਕਾਂ ਦਾ 8 ਵਜੇ ਨਾਲ ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਆ ਜਾਣਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਕੋਈ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਾਪਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਨੂੰ. ਹੁਣ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ 7-8 year-old ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ, even 11-12-year-old ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ ਬਾਹਰ ਘੱਲਣਾ, we always tell them you're not going to go out more than this and you're not going to go, you don't talk to strangers and because you fear for what the sort of society is like nowadays. Do you think that's a part to play with? ਮਾਪੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਲਈ ਡਰਦਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ.
Not when it comes to football. Right. No, it's just a matter of education. I mean, in the old days, as I said, the individuals who were coaching the players didn't have the skills, didn't have the coaching badges. But as the years are progressing, we're learning that you need the right kind of coaching. So our Apne Bande are now getting their coaching badges, and they're actually teaching our children proper methods of training and what they should be doing, what they should be eating, training-wise. So it's a slow process, but I think we will get there sooner or later.
Do you think clubs have instructed their scouts to go out and find an Asian player? Do you know that? Or not?
To be honest with you, at the end of the day, the clubs don't care whether you're Kala, you're Gora, you're Chinese. if you got the ability, they will take you.
Right.
And especially within the populations where we have got a high minority of the ethnic people living, the only people who are going to gain are the clubs itself, because more Asians will go and watch football.
Okay. Are the clubs aware now of India जो हैगी है, it's a really big market, just like China is, Japan is. ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅਕਸਰ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਚਾਈਨੀਜ਼ ਪਲੇਅਰ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਜੈਪਨੀਜ਼ ਪਲੇਅਰ ਪ੍ਰੀਮੀਅਰਸ਼ਿਪ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੇਲਸ ਵਧ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਆ, ਉਸ ਮੁਲਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੈਵਨਿਊ ਵਧ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਆ. And now we've got more Asians on the board, like Blackburn's board, they're Indian, from what I understand. Tony Fernandez is of Asian origin, Malaysian, right? So, and also there used to be a brothers called the Kumar brothers, they used to own Birmingham. Right, so ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ surely there clubs must have woken up to India ਤੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਆ ਤੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੈ.
The market's obviously there, and you know, it's those names you mentioned, they're all business people.
Yeah.
Are they sport people? I don't know, but they're all business.
They know how to make a buck.
They know how to make a buck.
Yeah.
You know, and what they need to do is, you know, spend money back home as well. You know, again, what's happening here is teach and educate coaches, because they are going to be coaching the future generations who are, you know, going to be playing football.
But how long is that going to take? ਇੱਥੋਂ ਤਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਪਲੇਅਰ ਤਾਂ ਬਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਉਹ ਫੈਸਿਲਿਟੀਜ਼ ਨਾਲ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਕੁਝ ਅਵੇਲੇਬਲ ਹੈਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰਾ ਖਿਆਲ 100 ਸਾਲ ਲੱਗ ਜੂਗੇ for someone. So that's going to take ages, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you don't try, you're not going to succeed, are you? You have to try.
No, I agree. You have to try. But in the fact is, then why should they think we should invest that much for all of them years?
Because if they were to get somebody who had the potential, who went on, don't forget these people will be agents as well. Agents take money and percentages, so they can make a good living out of it as well. But you know, it's a matter of education. I keep on saying.
We're going to go to a break now, and सारी गल्लां बाकी कर रहे हैं इसी break तो बाद about what exactly you can referee बनना हुआ, what exactly they have to do, who should they contact, and what sort of channels they need to go through. और सारी ऐसी गल्लां करेंगे break तो बाद. ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ। ਆਇਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਗੱਲ ਸਾਡੀ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਬਾਰੇ। ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਖੇਲੀ ਦਾ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ, ਉਹ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਬਟ ਮੌਕੇ ਬਾਰੇ, ਓਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀ ਬਾਰੇ। ਇਸ ਮੁਲਕ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਏ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਮੁਲਕ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕੀ ਸਹੂਲਤਾਂ ਦਿੰਦਾ, ਬਹੁਤ ਸਹੂਲਤਾਂ ਦਿੰਦਾ। ਸਾਡੀ ਆਦਤ ਪਤਾ ਕੀ ਹੈ, ਜੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਵੇ ਨਾ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਰੋਟੀ ਪਕਾ ਕੇ ਦੇ ਦੇਵੇ 5 ਸਟਾਰ ਵਾਲੀ, ਅਸੀਂ ਛਕ ਕੇ ਬਾਅਦ 'ਚ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਯਾਰ ਲੂਣ ਘੱਟ ਸੀ ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ। ਇਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਆਦਤਾਂ ਆ, ਇਹ ਪੁਰਾਣੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਬੱਸ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ, ਸਾਡਾ ਖੂਨ ਹੀ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ, ਇਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਦਤ ਪੈ ਚੁੱਕੀ ਆ। ਇਹ ਆਦਤ ਇਹ ਪੈ ਚੁੱਕੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੁਛ ਬਾਹਰ ਓਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀ ਕਰਕੇ ਤਿਆਰ ਨਹੀਂ। ਜਿੱਧਰ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਪਾਸਾ ਚੱਲ ਪਿਆ ਨਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਉੱਧਰ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਰ ਪੈਣਾ। ਜੇ ਇੱਕ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ ਸਾਰੇ ਉੱਧਰ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਰ ਪਓ, ਜੇ ਇੱਕ ਵਕੀਲ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ ਉੱਧਰ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਰ ਪਓ, ਜੇ ਇੱਕ ਅਕਾਊਂਟੈਂਟ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ ਉੱਧਰ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਰ ਪਓ। ਜੇ ਇਹ ਮੌਕੇ ਇਸ ਮੁਲਕ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਉਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੰਸੀਡਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ। ਉੱਦਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਰੋਈ ਜਾਣਾ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜੋਬਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਜੀ, ਮਰ ਗਏ ਲੁੱਟ ਗਏ, ਕੰਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਜੀ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਦਵਾਨੀ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਸੀਂ। ਪਰ ਇਸ ਮੁਲਕ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ ਓਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀਜ਼ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ। ਕਈ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਸੰਸਥਾਵਾਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵਾਜਾਂ ਮਾਰ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਆ, ਔਰ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੇਖ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਿਹਾ, ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਬਾਰੇ, ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਬਾਰੇ। ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਟੀਚਰਸ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਟੀਚਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਸ਼ਾਰਟੇਜ ਆ। ਟੀਚਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਹਾਕਾ ਮਾਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਫੀਸ ਵੀ ਦੇਵਾਂਗੇ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੈਸੇ ਵੀ ਦੇਵਾਂਗੇ ਜੌਬ ਜੁਆਇਨ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ। ਦੇਖੋ ਇੰਡੀਆ 'ਚ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜੌਬ ਲੈਣ ਲਈ ਰਿਸ਼ਵਤ ਦੇਣੀ ਪੈਂਦੀ, ਇੱਥੇ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਰਿਸ਼ਵਤ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਲਓ, ਸਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਨੌਕਰੀ ਕਰੋ। ਹੈਂ, ਪਾਗਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਨਾ ਜੀ ਨਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਟਿਕਟਾਂ ਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ। ਉਹ ਜਦ ਤੱਕ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੌਂਡਿੰਗ ਦਾ ਬੈਗ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੁਕਾਉਂਦੇ, ਜਦ ਤੱਕ ਮੇਰਾ ਬੱਚਾ ਸ਼ੌਪ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਨਾ, ਕੋਕ ਦੇ ਡੱਬੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੇਚਦਾ, ਜਦ ਤੱਕ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੈਨ ਆਉਣਾ। ਜਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਵਕੀਲ ਹੀ ਬਣਾਉਣਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ, ਜਾਂ ਜੱਜ ਬਣਾਉਣਾ, ਜਾਂ ਬੈਰਿਸਟਰ ਬਣਾਉਣਾ, ਜਾਂ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਬਣਾਉਣਾ, ਅਕਾਊਂਟੈਂਟ ਬਣਾਉਣਾ। ਆਰਮੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਮੌਕੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਰਮੀ ਵਾਲੇ ਹਾਕਾਂ ਮਾਰਦੇ ਆ। ਕੈਪਟਨ ਮਕੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਆਏ ਸੀ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਸਾਲ, ਇਸ ਸਾਲ ਵੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਉਣਾ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਨਰ ਵੀ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਕੁਈਨ ਤੋਂ ਇਸ ਰੋਲ ਲਈ ਕਿ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਲੋੜ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੁਆਇਨ ਕਰੋ ਜੀ। ਨਾ ਜੀ ਨਾ, ਮੁੰਡਾ ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ, ਮੇਰਾ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਅਫਗਾਨਿਸਤਾਨ ਘੱਲ ਦਊਗਾ, ਉੱਥੇ ਤਾਂ ਗੋਲੀ ਲੱਗੂ। ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਹੀ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਨੂੰ ਗੋਲੀ ਲੱਗਣੀ ਆ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਲੱਗੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਕੰਦ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਨੇ ਚਿਰ 'ਚ, ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਹੀ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮੋਰੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਘੱਲੂਗੇ ਕਿ ਤੂੰ ਜੇਮਸ ਬੌਂਡ ਆ ਕੇ ਗੋਲ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਗੋਲੀ ਖਾ। ਸੋ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਜੋ ਮੈਂਟੈਲਿਟੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਇਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰਨੀ ਪੈਣੀ ਆ। ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਵਿਸ਼ਾ ਹੈ ਸਪੋਰਟਸ ਵਿੱਚ। ਨਾ ਜੀ ਨਾ, ਇੱਥੇ ਕੀ ਮਿਲਣਾ, ਮੇਰਾ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਦੀ ਲੱਤ ਟੁੱਟ ਜੂਗੀ, ਉਹ ਤੁਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕੂਗਾ, ਬਾਂਹ ਟੁੱਟ ਜੂਗੀ, ਤੁਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕੂਗਾ। ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ ਟੀਵੀ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਖੇਡ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੇ ਆਦਤ ਗੰਜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਆਦਤ ਫਲਾਨਾ ਆ ਇੰਨਾ ਬੜਾ ਇੰਤ ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੈਲਰੀਆਂ ਲੱਖ ਪਾਉਂਡ ਦੀਆਂ ਹਫਤੇ ਦੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਸਾਲ ਵੀ ਖੇਲਣ ਸਾਰੀ ਉਮਰ ਖੇਲਣ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਫਤੇ ਦਾ ਘਰ ਨਵਾਂ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਬਰਮਿੰਘਮ 'ਚ ਹਫਤੇ ਦਾ ਸਾਲ 'ਚ 52 ਘਰ ਲੈ ਲਓਗੇ ਅੱਜ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਇਦਾਂ ਅਕਲ ਆਉਣੀ ਗੱਲ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੈਸਿਆਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਦੱਸਾਂ ਹਰੇਕ ਚੀਜ਼ 'ਚ ਤਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਓਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀ ਦੇਖੋ ਗੱਲ ਸਾਰੀ ਜਰਨੈਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਨਾਲ ਹੋਈ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਨੀ ਹੈਜ਼ ਰਿਟਰਨਡ ਅਗੇਨ sometimes it literally is you have to spell it out ਆਪਣੇ ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਲਈ ਕਿ ਫੈਸਿਲਿਟੀਜ਼ ਕੀ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਆਪਣੇ ਜੋ ਐਸ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੰਨੀ ਫੈਸਿਲਿਟੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਫਰਮ day one ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਦੀ ਤਾਂ ਇਦਾਂ there's no been incidents of racism with yourself or whether there's not supported you anything like that ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੂਰੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਐਫਏ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਬੰਦੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਓ ਰੈਫਰੀ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਸੋ ਉਹ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਕੀ ਕਿਹਾ ਐਫਏ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਨੇ
Well, they say अपने बंदियां नु पाओ in sport and yeah अपने बंदियां दी कोई help they need advice you know there are people out there are referees associations there's county FAs and who will direct you towards the right path to take you know whether they be coaching refereeing or playing football dia kisne banna referee you know just contact the local referees association and they will see what area you live in. They will contact the local referees association and then from there they'll tell you when the course is and then that's where it all begins.
Sonny, do you get any people coming to you saying, Sonny, yeah, what you do is cool, I want to be a referee as well?
I've had a few people since I moved up a level into level 4, I've had a few people come up to me and ask me, I want to become a referee, I want to do it.
Yeah.
But they say it for 2 weeks, then they don't mention it.
Right, maybe because then the mum and dad have probably told them to do it. But, so, there is interest there ਬੱਚੇ ਨੇ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਪਰ ਮਾਪੇ ਨੂੰ ਥੋੜੀ ਆਪਣਾ ਐਟੀਟਿਊਡ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਨਾਲ ਬਦਲਣਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਐਂਡ which is a shame because ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁਣ ਮਾਪੇ ਬਣੇ ਆ the people who become parents we're very associated with football so ਅਸੀਂ ਹਰੇਕ ਹਫਤੇ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਾਣਾ ਵੀ ਆ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਮੈਚ ਦੇਖਣ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਖੁਦ ਖੇਲੇ ਵੀ ਆ in school or what level you know and so we should really be pushing our kids towards football. I know a lot of my mates cast or Gravesend they push their kids into football and hopefully they'll have some good players and they're very serious about it as well. They're not like to see Sunday khelo and that's it but they're quite serious about it. So attitude thode player na vich ta badal raha hai
and yeah the attitude is a big factor in whether the child is going to progress or not but again as we mentioned before the child needs the support of the parents and guidance of family and friends the local community, the referees association, but it's all there for us. It's just a matter of going out and finding these people.
Generally, I think Asians have got a relaxed sort of attitude to sports, apart from cricket, या hockey हो गए, or they just काफी interest रखते हैं, but football, even Olympics, which तुसी देखो, कि India's got such a big population, and we didn't have a single athlete, I think, competing in 100 meters or 400 meters. Yet there's small countries like Jamaica, Cuba, जो कि साढ़े इंडिया ने मोरे तो कुछ नहीं होल even one of our states is probably bigger than them but we just don't maybe investment नहीं हैगी या उधर ध्यान नहीं हैगे so it's I think that's it but ਇੱਥੇ जो parents आए आ जो पहला generation आए सीगे जिद्दां ਤੁਹਾਡੇ parents भी आए हुए और different circumstances ਵਿੱਚ आए
ਹਾਂਜੀ well their main priority was to come here
and make some money
make a few bucks and go home
that's it
but as time goes and they decided life was better here so their first priority was to educate their kids and as we've mentioned already you know times are changing you know parents attitudes are changing parents are supporting their children a lot more and hopefully you know the support and the backing will be even stronger in the years to come with the next generation.
Sonny, if we want to become a referee what do we do?
You can go on the FA website to start with. They've got a section on referees and it'll instruct you on how to start even looking into the courses.
Right.
If they want help, they can contact us. Whether it's through Asians in Football, as you know, there's a website. They can contact the FA and go through my dad.
There's a website, Asians in Football. They can contact the FA, who probably refer them to your dad. Or they can contact you on Twitter or whatever.
Anywhere,
So the thing is, it's encouraging even ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਕੁਝ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖੁਦ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖੁਦ ਆਪਣੇ ਦੋਨੋਂ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ 'ਚ ਪਾਇਆ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਆਮ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਲੋਕ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕੁਛ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਕੁਛ ਹੈ ਹਾਂ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਾਂ ਜੀ ਕਿ ਧਰਮ ਲਈ ਲੜੋ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਾਂਗਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਬੋਰਡਿੰਗ ਸਕੂਲ 'ਚ ਪੜ੍ਹੂਗੇ ਤੇ ਵਧੀਆ 5 ਸਟਾਰ ਸਕੂਲਾਂ 'ਚ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਾਂਗਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਹੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਕਹੂੰਗਾ ਮਰੋ ਮੇਰੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਠੀਕ ਹੀ ਆ ਬਟ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰੋਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਐਜ਼ ਐਨ ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮਪਲ ਸੋ ਯੂ've into your own profession ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਕੱਲੇ ਸੀਗੇ you've put 2 of your own people in it so you've doubled what you took out ਉਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਡਬਲ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੱਢੇ ਸੀਗੇ but so ਹੁਣ ਜੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ 1 day a week sort of job ਹੈ ਨਾ it's a 1 day a week of your commitment you can do other jobs as it ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਹੋਰ ਜੌਬ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਹੋਰ ਜੌਬ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਿਚਾਲੇ
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. It's just not a 1 day thing.
Okay.
It's a 7 day thing.
Okay.
Je karni hai na, karo theek na.
Theek hai.
Be committed.
Yeah.
It's not just going on a Saturday afternoon refereeing a game.
so all of pull then it's just
No. It's 6-7 days a week.
right
The higher you get, the more commitment
Time
that's
it's gonna
required. You need to train twice a week. You have to attend meetings. You have to attend seminars. Not alone just working. It's not easy,
right
but you have to put the effort in. It's not like you said, it's a 1 day thing.
Yeah.
You go and referee a game and you come home.
right
I mean, with myself, when I was refereeing, I would leave on a Friday evening.
yep
Yeah.
I suppose we've got the match far away yeah
Far away. Then you stay the night in the hotel.
Yep.
You referee the game.
yeah
And you wouldn't get back home till 7-8 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
So it's just not a day thing. The higher you go, the more commitment and effort is required.
and what sort of rewards do you get at the end of it
Oh, the rewards are the rewards are very good. You know, I mean, it's an extra job. You know, pays a few bills
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Yeah, sure.
With mine, both my kids got married off.
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਐਫਏ ਨੂੰ ਸੀਸਾ ਦਿੰਦੇ
ਸੀਸਾ ਦਿੰਦੇ।
ਉਹਦਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਵਿਆਹ ਹੋ ਗਏ
The rewards are there, na, but ਜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ, it's not a 1 day thing.
right
It's
and you need proper guidance
You need guidance, but you need to put the effort in. You need to train. You know, you need to listen to people and learn, because it's a learning process. It's like anything. You have to learn to walk before you can run, and that's the same refereeing.
ਬਾਕੀ ਇਹ ਲੋਕ ਭੁੱਲ ਜਾਣ ਕਿ ਰੇਸਿਜ਼ਮ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਓਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਚ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਚਾਂਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜਾਊਗਾ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਯੂ ਆਰ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਐਕਸਪੀਰੀਅੰਸ ਤੋਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ who else would be better to talk to than you about it
Yeah, I mean, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ other people's circumstances. I can only talk on my behalf and the friends I've got in sport and football and my sons, and I know the support I got and the support my kids are getting. Racism doesn't even come into it, you know. In fact, the FA are trying to increase the number of ethnic minority within the sport, not just refereeing but coaching and football. So it's up to us as parents to make the effort to guide our children.
if they ਹੁਣ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਸ਼ੋ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਬੱਚਾ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ 'ਚ ਜਾਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਹਾਂ what's your message to them
But listen, as far as I'm concerned, is the end rewards are good.
right
But what you have to, the most important thing is your kids are not walking around the streets causing trouble.
right
They're doing something they enjoy.
yeah
They're getting fresh air.
Yeah.
They're getting exercise.
Yeah.
They're looking after their health.
yeah
And they're probably mixing with the right kind of people as well.
right
So it's an overall
so ਇਹਦੇ 'ਚ
package.
ਫਾਇਦਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਇਹਦੇ 'ਚ।
Feather, yeah.
ਫਾਇਦਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਆਵਾਰਾ ਬਾਕੀ ਸਿਹਤ ਦਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਆ
ਹਾਂਜੀ।
and plus they probably got commitments from the FA are really strict ਹੁੰਦੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ discipline ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ
ਹਾਂਜੀ।
that you have to do this and that
Yeah, yeah.
ਇਹ ਥੋੜੀ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰਾਤ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ 2 ਬੋਤਲਾਂ ਪੀ ਕੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਚ ਕਹੋਗੇ ਜੀ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਗੇਮ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਸਵੇਰ ਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਕੰਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ and plus it's they're used to handling a pressure situation because it must be a pressure situation
Yes.
ਜੋ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਗੇਮ ਆ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ਼ਰ ਸਿਚੁਏਸ਼ਨ ਚ ਹੀ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਉਹ
Yes, I mean it's a pressure on a Sunday morning over the local parks
Yeah.
because they all want to win.
yeah
But the higher you get, football is not a sport. It's a multi-million-pound industry.
it's a business
It's a business,
yeah
and the pressure and stress on the shoulders of the match officials is extreme.
Sonny, now you've already said you want to hopefully get to level 1, and how many years has it taken you to get to level 4?
This is my 4th year in refereeing, so I've done it in 3 years because it's my 2nd year as a level 4. But I was going to say, when you referee and move up, you got to stop playing. I made a mistake in my first year. I played and refereed, and they put me back 6 months because I got injured. I've done my ligament, and that's when I learned my lesson. Stop playing.
I would do one or the other.
Do one or the other and put your heart in it.
And is it getting harder now as you go along?
Yeah, very hard. It's not easy. I mean, we're there or thereabouts because we're in the national development group now, where there's only like 15 referees out of 400 level 4 referees in this talent group. So we're getting the right support, the right help, and the next level is level 3. And then after that, you're touching distance from the national list.
But obviously things don't happen overnight, right? So if someone thinks, right, man, ask me, should have by Christmas I want to be refereeing a game and all that. Yeah, it's not gonna come that quickly. Yeah,
it's not gonna happen in a year or two. I've got myself a target, but it's not gonna happen overnight. And it's a 7-day job, like my dad said. It's not one day.
So it's not. So a lot of lads must be thinking about. They're thinking I can do this and that at the same time.
You gotta go to work. I mean, this week Thursday I got a match. Back to work. Saturday I got a game. Sunday I have to go to Charlton Football Club for a training day. And then next week I got a game on Wednesday. So you got to fit in life, work, and refereeing.
So do you think it, as a youngster, it kept you away from the sort of bad elements of society and all that? Do you think it kept you focused?
I think sport helped me because it didn't put me in the wrong direction. People who don't play sport end up with the wrong friends. But you got to be careful in all areas these days. There's so many kids out there doing the wrong things. You just got to be careful. And
if there's some kids out there now, some people out there now think, yeah, I can be a referee, I want to be a referee, then would you advise them to go for it?
They probably can. If football's in their blood, then of course you can be a referee. But it's not easy. You can't just go out on a Sunday and think in 3 years' time I'm going to be refereeing at a semi-pro level, because it's not that easy.
Jarnail, thank you very much. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਛੋਟੇ ਆਏ Sunny, thanks, and Bhupinder, your brother, thanks ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਏ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ I'm very proud of the fact ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਰਦਾਰ ਰਹਿ ਕੇ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਾਮਯਾਬ ਹੋਏ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਰਹੇ and I'm very proud of the fact ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਉਹੀ ਰਾਹ ਕੀਤਾ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਕਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਦੂਜੀ ਕਰੋ ਪਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਐਗਜ਼ੈਕਟਲੀ ਆਪਣਾ ਹੀ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਤੋਂ ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮਪਲ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ and I'm also happy ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ encourage ਕਰਨ ਆਏ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ get into football, get into sports. ਪਰ ਮੇਨ ਚੀਜ਼ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਮਾਪਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਇਹੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਜੋ ਮੁਲਕ ਦੀ ਸਹੂਲਤਾਂ ਦਾ ਆ ਇਹ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਉਠਾਓ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਰਹਿਣ ਆਏ ਹਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕੋਈ ਆਇਆ ਇੱਥੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਖਿਆਲ ਘੱਟ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਵਾਪਸ ਜਾਣਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਰਹਿਣ ਆਏ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਦੀ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਦਾ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਉਠਾਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਇਹ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਇੱਕੋ ਚੀਜ਼ ਮਗਰ ਰਹੋ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ 'ਚ ਕਾਮਯਾਬ ਕਰੋ ਜਿਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਘੱਟ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਹ ਸੰਸਥਾਵਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਆਵਾਜ਼ਾਂ ਮਾਰ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਓਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀ ਲਓ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੰਨੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਇੰਨੀ ਪੈਸੇ ਦੋਗੇ ਹੈਡ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਿਲੂਗੇ ਰਾਦਰ ਦੈਨ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿ ਡਬਲ ਸਟਰਗਲ ਕਰੋ ਇਸ ਲੈਵਲ ਤੇ ਪਹੁੰਚਣ ਲਈ ਤੁਸੀਂ 19 ਸਟਰਗਲ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਸ ਲੈਵਲ ਤੇ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਆਪਣਾ ਸਿਰਫ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕਰਕੇ ਪਰ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਨਾਲ ਹਰੇਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਪੋਸੀਬਲ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਐਸਾ ਇਹ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਮਿਲੇਗਾ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਾਕੀ ਹਰੇਕ ਆਪਸ਼ਨ ਨੂੰ ਕੰਸੀਡਰ ਕਰੋ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਅੱਜ ਇੰਨਾ ਹੀ ਸੀਗਾ ਦੀਵਾਲੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧਾਈਆਂ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਨੂੰ ਦੀਆਂ ਬੰਦੀ ਛੋੜ ਦਿਵਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵਧਾਈਆਂ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖੁਸ਼ ਵਸਦੇ ਰਹੋ ਹੈਪੀ ਨਿਊ ਈਅਰ ਐਂਡ ਐਵਰੀਥਿੰਗ ਤੇ ਦੀਵਾਲੀ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਪਟਾਕੇ ਵੀ ਧਿਆਨ ਨਾਲ ਕੇਅਰਫੁਲੀ ਚਾਮਲ ਚੋਮਲ ਕੇ ਐਵੇਂ ਤੇਲ ਤੂਲ ਛਿੜਕੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਵਾਹ ਹੱਥ ਲੂ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਸਾਡੇ ਐਵੇਂ ਫਿਰ ਇੱਥੇ NHS ਅੱਗੇ ਬੋਝ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਹਸਪਤਾਲ ਬੰਦ ਹੋਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਇੱਥੇ A&E ਐਮਰਜੈਂਸੀ ਸੈਂਟਰ 4 ਇੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੋਰ ਨਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਜਾਓ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਭਾਈ ਆ ਤੇਲ ਜੇ ਨਾ ਮੋਮਬੱਤੀ ਜੇ ਨਾ ਖੇਲਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਨਾਲ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੀਰੋ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ 2 ਬੋਤਲਾਂ ਪੀ ਕੇ ਹਾੜਾ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਰਾਕਟ ਚਲਾਉਣਾ ਉਹ ਕਦੇ ਕਦੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਰਾਕਟ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੋ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧਿਆਨ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਆ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੀਰੋ ਫਿਲਹਾਲ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਇੰਨਾ ਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਫਰਾਈਡੇ ਮਿਲੂੰਗਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਟਾਕੇ ਫੁੱਲ ਚੱਲੀਆਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਲਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਫਿਲਹਾਲ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ